I am calling you out, Paul Ryan and Kevin McCarthy. You both put party over country. Welcome to the Information War. Greetings, truth seekers. Today we dive into an interview with Paul Ryan, former Speaker of the House. In this discussion, Ryan calls Donald Trump an authoritarian narcissist and acknowledges that Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger paid the price for standing on principle. But here's the real question. Did Ryan and other Republican leaders know Trump was compromised from the start? The answer is yes, they knew, and they made a choice. Now, let's hear Paul Ryan in his own words.
How will history regard people like Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger?
Trump's not a conservative. He's an authoritarian narcissist. They basically called him out for that. All of his tendencies are, basically where narcissism takes him, which is whatever makes him popular, makes him feel good at any given moment. And he doesn't think in classical liberal conservative terms. He thinks in an authoritarian way. And he's been able to get a big chunk of the Republican base to follow him because he's the culture warrior. And so I think Adam and Liz stepped out of the flow and called it out and, paid for it with their careers. But I think, again, back to my earlier point, I don't think you can be really very good at these jobs unless you're willing to lose these jobs. And there has to be some line, some principle that is so important to you that you're just not going to cross, so that when you're brushing your teeth in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, you like what you see. I think Adam and Liz are brushing their teeth liking what they see. And I think there are a lot of people in Congress, good friends of mine, who would take the vote back if they could. I think there's a lot of people who already regret not getting him out of the way when they could have.
So there it is. Paul Ryan speaks of principle, but where was this principle when it mattered most? Let's go back to 2016, a conversation behind closed doors. House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy, the same man who later bowed to Trump's every whim, said, "There's two people I think Putin pays, Rohrabacher and Trump." And what did Paul Ryan do? He told everyone to keep quiet. He said, "No leaks. This is how we know we're a real family here." A family. That's what you called it, Paul. But now you don't have a family. The party has fractured beyond recognition. And soon you may not have a country. You had first-hand knowledge that Trump and others were compromised. You had a duty to this nation, a duty to expose the truth. And instead, you and McCarthy chose party over country. You let the rot spread. You enabled an information war that poisoned millions of minds. And now, the very democracy you once swore to uphold is unraveling. This isn't about politics anymore. This is about survival. If this country is to stand, the truth must come out. You and Kevin McCarthy must admit what you knew. If we were to indict every co-conspirator in this crisis, let's be clear. You were the first line of defense, and you failed. You can still do your duty to this nation. Disclose everything you knew. Speak the truth, not just in quiet interviews, but where it matters. Because this information war isn't over, and whether you like it or not, history will judge you. The question is, will you go down as a coward, or as someone who finally chose country over party? The truth is still your choice. Choose wisely. If this country is to stand, the truth must come out. You and Kevin McCarthy must admit what you knew. If we were to indict every co-conspirator in this crisis, let's be clear. You were the first line of defense, and you failed. You can still do your duty to this nation. Disclose everything you knew. Speak the truth, not just in quiet interviews, but where it matters. Because this information war isn't over, and whether you like it or not, history will judge you. The question is, will you go down as a coward, or as someone who finally chose country over party? The truth is still your choice. Choose wisely.